Hey folks, welcome back to a new tutorial. Today we are going to create a snake game in Java. I have already made a snake game in JavaFX in 200 lines of code a few months ago, but today we will only need 60 lines of code, and it's a lot easier too. For this I use Java code in processing. Processing is a simplified version of Java. If you know how Java code looks like, you already know processing. Processing is often used by graphic designers and artists. It can also be used to quickly prototype a program. It is very easy to learn and you get quick results. With very little code you can make impressive animations, motion graphics, or create small games. To use processing, visit processing.org and download the version for your operation system. After the installation we start the IDE, and this is how it looks like. And we can get started. We start by creating a new window. But first a quick reminder of how this works in JavaFX. Here I have my JavaFX code, I press play, and this is the window. For this we need about 25 lines of code. Now let's take a look at how it works in Java processing. We call the size function with the numbers for x and y, and done. Just one line of code for the window. We always use setup to set up the program and draw for drawing stuff. Let's create a new background color with the number between 0 for black and 255 for white and all kinds of gray between it. We can also choose an RGB color, for example with the HTML color picker in Google. Simply copy and paste the values. Next we create an ellipse with the starting position x and y and the desired size 80. I color the ellipse and there we have a green ellipse. I create a second ellipse that always has the position that our mouse has. I gave the ellipse a random RGB color between 0 and 255. And start the program. Okay, but we don't want to make ellipses, we want to create a snake game with Java in processing. Let's get started. We use a black background with 0. And we need two array lists for the x and y positions of the individual snake parts. We also need integer variables width, height and block size. The block size are the individual parts of the snake. Let's pick a nice green color for the snake. Now we loop each block of the snake that is present in the array list. For this we need two starting values, and then we have a one block snake. There's our snake. Now we want our snake to move. For this we need new variables. Direction, and an integer array x and y with the four directions. Processing has a default frame rate of 60. If we divide this by 10, we have the image redrawn 6 times a second. We add new direction positions to the integer array list x and y. If I choose direction 2, the snake runs to the right. If I divide the frame count by 5, it will run even faster. So that the snake does not become endless, we have to remove the last blocks from the array list again and again. To control the snake with the arrow keys, we write a new function to move the snake. New integer, new direction, down is 0, up is 1, right is 2, and left is 3. And now we can control the snake with the arrow keys. Next we need snakefood. For this I create two new integer values for x and y. And the boolean game over equal false. If game over is false, the game is running. I'm creating a new food color white. And a new rectangle with the food x and y positions and the size of block size. There's our new food. Now we want to eat that. When the snake comes to the position of the food, we create a new random food position for X and Y. Perfect, that works. Let's create a score. With the color white. There we have the score. I make the food colored. We need 3 new variables. Food color 1, food color 2 and food color 3. I make an ellipse out of the rectangle. And create random numbers between 0 and 255. Now we already have colored and round food. Next we increase the speed with a higher score. New variable speed equal to 8. The lower the number, the faster the frames are redrawn. Every 2 points, the speed is increased until a minimum of 2. If that is too fast, you can only increase the speed every 5 points. The last thing we have to program is how the snake can die. We check if the snake is outside of the window. Not higher than width, or height. If so, then game over is true. And we check in a loop whether the snake touches itself. Then the game is game over too. At the end, a game over text should appear and restart the game. We choose a nice yellow text color and write the game over text. If enter was pressed, the position, direction and speed are reset. Let's start the game one more time. And game over. That's it. As always, you can find the code in the description. If you like what you saw, please leave me a like on the video. Thanks for watching.